Hi, I'm Dr. Barry Duncan, and this is the third of 7 videos about the Partners for Change Outcome Management System, or PCOMS, and why you should consider implementing it in your practice or agency. This video covers the scientific credibility of PCOMS and demonstrates how it's supported by 7 randomized clinical trials. Recall that PCOMS addresses the problems in the field by allowing you to recapture your at-risk clients, those non-responding consumers to your service. Feedback tailors services based on response. It individualizes the treatment process. It provides an early warning system to prevent dropouts and negative outcomes, and solves therapist variability. In fact, PCOMS improves outcomes as demonstrated now in 7 randomized clinical trials. The first randomized clinical trial was conducted in Norway thanks to my good friend, couple therapist, and PCOMS certified trainer at Better Outcomes Now, Dr. Morten Anker. We definitely went the extra mile with this study and set it up under the most stringent conditions. We not only compared therapists against themselves to control for provider effects, we selected only naive therapists, those who had never done PCOMS before and therefore had no allegiance to feedback. In fact, all of them believed that feedback would not improve their outcomes. And what did we find? Over double the amount of couples in which both in the couple achieved reliable change, and over 4 times as many achieving clinically significant change. At 6-month follow-up, the feedback effect was maintained, and the PCOMS group had a 46% less separation divorce rate. This is particularly significant because it validated that the change depicted on the outcome rating scale represented something tangible outside of therapy, and the PCOMS gains translated to the real world. More on that later. Thereafter, University of Kentucky professor and project leader Dr. Jeff Reese conducted 2 RCTs, one with individuals and the other a replication of the Norway study with American couples. The PCOMS feedback effect was demonstrated in both studies. It doubled outcomes in the first investigation. The couple replication study found almost exactly the same results, although there was not a follow-up component. These 3 RCTs allowed us to apply for and achieve evidence-based practice status with SAMHSA. But PCOMS is not your average evidence-based practice, not a specific treatment or model for a specific disorder. Rather, PCOMS is atheoretical and therefore additive to any therapeutic orientation, including other evidence-based practices. PCOMS applies to clients of all diagnostic categories. Or in other words, PCOMS drags no theoretical or diagnostic baggage to the therapeutic endeavor. Lambert and Shimokawa conducted a meta-analysis of these 3 RCTs, and I like the summary of what they concluded. Those in the feedback group, or those in the PCOMS group, had a 3.5 times higher odds of experiencing reliable change and less than half the odds of experiencing deterioration. And then we moved on to expanding the populations and modalities of service to consumers with substance abuse problems and group therapy. This was Dr. Don Schuman's dissertation, who is now at the University of Texas at Arlington, with returning Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. Notable here is that these clients were mostly mandated to treatment because of some substance abuse misconduct. Similar results to the other studies were achieved for the PCOMS group, better outcomes and more reaching reliable and clinically significant change. Also notable is that commanders who were blinded to condition rated significantly more soldiers in the PCOMS group as satisfactorily completing treatment. Again, another indication that PCOMS gains translate to real-world changes. The 5th randomized clinical trial, Dr. Nora Chapman's dissertation, who is now a professor at Spalding University, found similar results in a university counseling center. Better outcomes, more achieving reliable and clinically significant change, and better retention. And I'm very excited to tell you about our 6th RCT, which was conducted in China, thanks to my fortuitous collaboration with a great Chinese researcher, Strong Shi. This is an exciting study because it unequivocally showed that PCOMS is not just a Western phenomenon. In fact, the PCOMS condition showed advantage over treatment as usual on all of the clients, not just on the not on track clients. And in fact, PCOMS achieved 6 times the rate of reliable change over the treatment as usual condition. Wait, breaking news just in. Another Norwegian study has just been published by an independent group of researchers. And this study found that PCOMS clients were 2.5 times more likely to improve, that outcomes improved as implementation progressed. Similar to our China RCT, this study emphasized the importance of ongoing training and supervision to achieve a feedback effect. So now there are 7 RCTs that have shown that PCOMS improves outcomes in individual, couple, and group therapy with both mental health and substance abuse problems, and is not only a Western phenomenon. 6 of these RCTs were by myself and my colleagues, and 1 by an independent research group in Norway. And you can download these 6 randomized clinical trials by going to betteroutcomesnow.com, clicking on the PCOMS down menu, and clicking on the Science of PCOMS, and there are the RCTs for you to download. And don't forget about those 250 free resources at www.betteroutcomesnow.com. And if you're there, check out the new PCOMS manual, your all-in-one resource for PCOMS.